And if I ever get another house, definitely get one with better counters. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cere calls his children out for not being good at counting. Just kidding, guys. They're better than you are, I promise. So, the new 5v5 season is here. Lots of crazy stuff with Queen Amidala, Gungans, and Jedi Master Kenobi with Padme. How do you beat those things? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, mount the algorithm, guys. Tag, you're it. There's no crying in mounting. Alright, guys? At least, ideally, there isn't. So, first off, if you watched my offense-defense video, you know that I talked about how important Baby Cal is to the Cere Malicos team, and how he might be a linchpin on offense and defense. So, I'm trying that with this team. We're using the Cere team to try to counter Rey. Now, my opponent actually, he's got a crazy account, really strong mods, really strong, way better Datacrons than I have, everything like that. So the idea is, how does this Cere Malicos team operate? Again, this is kind of the weakest version I could hope for, honestly, in a on a Rey squad. I don't really know where all his other good characters are, but I do know that all you really got to do, get her in this particular build. All the strategies are different, but in this particular build, you can see, I saved up my last hit with Maul to one-shot L3, and we're just trying to, man, everyone's basically in damage immunity now. We got to hit Ben to get him into damage immunity, but he's in stealth because of he's VIP with Sortie. Sortie is now dead. I was gonna say rest in peace, but I don't want her to. So, we have, this team almost, it doesn't quite play itself, honestly, but you get Rey into red, do the AoE, take her out. Alright, this one there's a lot of people asking questions about, guys. How do you beat the Queen Amidala team? The only thing that I've seen from people, other than using Jedi Master Kenobi, which is a blanket win for everyone, apparently, you can use, and maybe you can also use Supreme Leader Kylo here. The only other one that I've seen consistently is Bane. Now, Bane, I know you're gonna want to increase their cooldowns. You can't actually under under Queen Amidala. You can't do that. So you want to start with the sword move first. That's what I call it, the first special instead of the second special. And didn't do that much, but we did siphon a little bit, which means we're going to hit harder. They're going to kill our Sith Empire Trooper, unfortunately. Remember, these guys are all Relic 8 or 9. And honestly, Bane is just treating them terribly unfairly. I guess we may as well do our other special. But you want to start, guys, with the sword move instead of the cooldown increase. Perfect 65. Now, alright. Jeez. Alright, Inquisition are a pretty big deal this season. They're tough, they have a really good Datacron. How do we beat the Inquisition? We can use Phoenix now. So this is Geo Brute Alpha, I think. According to Mr. Shiny, maybe it's just Shiny, he thinks that Brute Alpha is actually the best 5th. You need a pre-taunt one way or another. So you can see, poor old Brute is just dead already because they nuked him immediately, and now Rex has a turn, and I put some accuracy on him just to make sure that we're going to hit Reva and keep her dazed. So you do your AoE, and then it's just off to the races. They don't really take that many turns after this, which is good because we're gonna have Deathmark the whole time. So yeah, we have the. You get Stagger out from Sabine, and then really you just have to hit Reva for a while. You do AoEs eventually, but you take Kanan out, and people want to know what's the best Phoenix squad. It's definitely this one. Against other teams, you want Kanan on it, but against this team, you need a pre-taunt. Against Inquisition, you need a pre-taunt, and this is what. Remember those Datacrons? Datacrons were protecting them. We're protecting the Inquisition from Phoenix, because Phoenix really needs a lot of turn meter boost, right? Like that's what they need. They need a lot of turn meter, and when they don't get that, then things get a little bit ugly. Now you'll note these Inquisitors are exquisitely modded, very well modded. My opponent had extremely good mods, really good Datacrons, and they're all Relic 9. Every single one of them is Relic 9 here. My own Phoenix, I think they're all Relic 7. I mean, they're not too bad, but I mean 7 versus 9. It's they're, especially when we don't even have a good Datacron, we just have like a common thick Cron. It's not too bad, guys. So that's one way to kill Inquisition. There's so many ways this season, guys. So many ways to kill them. So you do that one. Fair enough. That's probably the cheapest one available with the pre-taunt. Now, okay, you can use Malgus and Sith Empire here. And this one was a little bit strange because this is on my alt. And I'm facing someone who has they have the good Inquisition level 6 on the Cron, but then they have 7th Sisters level 9. So we'll take her out as quick as we can, make sure to get fear on everyone, of course, pass all of those dirty debuffs around, take one down, pass several of them around. You know, they're like bottles of beer, except there's not a limit to just passing one around, essentially. So, anyways, yeah, this is pretty standard. Reva usually gets beat by Malgus teams. Or at least you get down to Reva, and then you see how tough she is. Now, we kind of caught a break because the level 9 for Reva makes her very personally dangerous and resilient. And in this circumstance, she doesn't have it. She doesn't have that Cron. She has the level 9 for 7th Sister, and so she's a lot more docile, a lot easier to manage. So we're just kind of playing with our food. We want to be able to hit her with the big hit from Malgus as often as possible. Marauder can decrease her max protection, health, something like that. If you read the thing, every time he does his hit, it even works on Galactic Legends. It's pretty good. So. Yeah, I mean, this can be scary if Reva has the level 9. It still does work, folks. You just really want a lot of health on your Datacron, or I guess you can use a thick Cron now. I believe you can use a thick Cron to do extra damage. Malgus does damage based on his total max health, and the thick Cron gives him 75% extra health and 75% extra protection. So, yeah, this is another way to take her out. It takes a while, obviously, but you get there. 64, not too bad. All right, so our buddy Overcast, he decided to use Cere Malicos to beat this with Crew. You want Crew as your 5th, but essentially you just want Malicos to go crazy. You just want him to get all ignorant, start throwing stones at people. Really unkind of him, which is what we love about him. So yeah, Inquisition are pretty scary. They take a lot of attacks. They hit pretty dang hard, but there are a few counters that just completely stop them. And so far it doesn't look like it's that one-sided, but then you realize that all those stones that he just flung at them have made them very sad. All right, guys. So hold on. Let's back up just a sec. Alright, so Gungans. These are all, Relic 8, Relic 9, something like that. They have all the stuff, all the good, you know, and they have the JarJar, Datacron, and so what I'm showing you here is I didn't actually manage to clear this team, guys. And I had good teams available. So I had my whole full Reva squad. They're all Relic 8 or 9. And you can see we killed the shield generator, but we had to quit. I couldn't do enough damage. And we had to quit. Malgus also killed the shield generator before they killed the rest of my team. And then we used Bo-Katan Mandalore to try. We killed the shield generator as well. And before we just had to quit. Dude, I'm making myself sad. This was such a depressing chain of events. We just couldn't get any traction. Like you kill the shield generator and then you die. Here's a Treya team that I used, and I knew this was a long shot. I didn't think that was gonna really work, but Let's see, and then I used Lord Vader. I thought that was a long shot too, which it was, but it didn't even come close. It's very sad, folks. Honestly, it genuinely just very sad. Okay, so... Well, I'll show you guys a way to beat them in just a minute. What I'm going to show you first is, this is a JarJar team, or sorry, not a JarJar team. It says it's a Gungan team without JarJar. It has Nest in it, and Boss Nass is bugged for this, folks. He shouldn't be summoning a shield generator if there's another friend there with like a non-Gungan ally there, but he did. And so we took in our Relic 7, some of them were 8, I believe, Inquisition, and this is my alt. And watch just how strong, even without JarJar, watch how strong, and there's only 10 stacks on the shield generator. I think it's going to be pretty easy, right? And, you know, there's not JarJar, so he's not, like, that frustration debuff that he hands out is not part of what's going on right now. Though, of course, they do have I think they do have the good Boss Nass Datacron, so that there is something to be said. Anyways, this team, we got stuck here, folks, behind we can't do any damage to Tarples. I don't know what madness this is, but we're doing 0 to him. He has Deathmark on him, and we can't hit anyone else. We can't do any damage to anyone. Feels like that's bugged. Like watching this, is he just immune to damage? I don't know. Maybe I'm probably just not understanding the kits right. But okay, finally, after they've killed several Inquisition, we finally kill the shield generator. These guys are only Relic 5, indifferently modded, folks, and they're still just destroying us. I mean, I think it's a Datacron, but man, Gungans are kind of ruined my night in a way. Not really, I'm not complaining, but it's just very impressive. So, alright, this is Overcast once again, folks, taking on the Gungans, and I think one of the issues is my Bo-Katan Mandalore is not as fast, so watch how fast he goes, and his turn order is pretty nice as well. So, yeah, they summon all the balls that are blue, and they call them Boomas, because they can't pronounce blue balls, I think. Okay, so call the mass assist to kill the shield generator, and it works on the first try, which is great. And now, I mean, the Gungans go crazy. This is again with the JarJar Cron, but with the awesome exception that Bo-Katan was able to just destroy that shield generator. And these are all what, Relic 8 Gungans as well. They're not bad. I have no idea how they're modded. This is someone else's video. No clue. Appreciate Overcast for lending it, or letting us use it, of course. Huge appreciation. But even like Grogu died, man. It's very sad. It's tragic even. Tragic how many Gungans are still alive, is what I mean. Those frog people just ruined things for me. And that they still didn't get great banners here. I mean, fine banners, I guess, but not... Dude, they're an issue. They're the #1 threat this season, folks. Alright, let's go to one of the more common ones. This is actually a team I advise people to build. So, the Qui-Gon team with Kelleran Beck, Cron, and everything. And Imperial Remnants are extremely resilient, right? Like they half the amount of offense that their opponents have, and then they're really tanky anyways. And they penalize their offense when they gain bonus turn meter. And so what we're doing here, you kill Qui-Gon, and you know, you just want to save that revive from Dark Trooper Moff Gideon until Anakin sends your friends all the way to heck. You know what I mean. And Kiadi Mundi, man, he means business. This is against another really good guild, actually, folks. It's a good player. That was his business. But yeah, you can see everyone's dead again, and this is all in the wake of how are we going to ever accomplish anything without Dark Trooper Moff Gideon's amazing Datacron, which I think it's still alive and well, folks. I think you kill teams like this all day, you're just fine. This is on my main account, so all my characters are Relic 8, but all of his characters are at least Relic 8 and possibly Relic 9 with amazing mods and Datacrons. So I think this will work if you scale it down just a little bit. Now, how do you kill Jedi Master Kenobi? First off, you can do the mirror. You see Grandmaster Yoda? You did see him, and if you take him as the 5th, then, or I mean, you can put him in any slot other than the lead, and their cat is going to prioritize him and just slice his face clean off. I wouldn't say clean, actually, but he did take him out, and then you're able to kill their cat, because both teams ignore taunt. And now, folks, this middle part is probably somewhat irritating to watch, because all we're going to do, we're going to get that buff from cat onto Kenobi. And now we're just going to call him to assist all the time. We just want him to assist all the time. Which, I say that, I'm like, hey, dude, take your cue. Move all the time. But, he hadn't popped his ult yet. So, we're just going to hit snips while we're waiting. Because we can ignore taunt as well. And we're just going to hit snips, try to kill her. But the main goal here, folks, we don't want to, after we do our initial leap to kill their cat, then we have to save up our hitting ability so we can just one-shot JMK eventually. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. This is a really confusing fight. I think it's a little bit bugged as well, because if you kill Padme, the level 9 keeps working for whatever reason. So anyways, I like Shakti as the 4th character here because she gives offense up to her team on basic, and she also able to assist quite a bit. She takes, well, I guess she doesn't take a lot of extra turns because she doesn't, in this instance, gain bonus turn meter, but she's also able to heal her friends. She's able to cleanse all of the debuffs off of them sometimes. She does a good job. I think the offense up is probably my favorite part of it, but she does a lot of good stuff. Okay, so get rid of whatever we can on Kenobi. You know that I'm not touching him, but pretty soon we're gonna have to take him out with our big hit. We'll just save it one more time. Let's try to save, you know, boost our mastery, or I guess it's not mastery, but whatever it is that she saves, her output ends up being really strong. Call the assist. Alright, watch what she does to Kenobi here, folks. The damage numbers kind of scroll by too fast, but he died. He died. One shot. And so now we have 48 seconds. So guys, you gotta stay on the spot for this. You have to be paying attention. And if you don't manage to kill Snips in the original barrage of hits while you're waiting to build your huge hit from Cat, then you probably time out. I mean, you probably know what you're doing, so don't worry about it. But anyways, got the easy, it's not that easy of kill, but we did get the kill. Now this is an overcast. I think this is his final one, but he uses Lord Vader with Maul and then some Inquisition. He doesn't have Reva, so he uses Grand Inquisitor. He uses Night Sister. Excuse me, folks. And this one, here's what I'm gonna say here, folks. I'm glad it's working for him. I think this is a lot different if Jedi Master Kenobi was, if General Kenobi was here. There's no taunt, so that means you can hit whoever you want. So he's just focusing down Kenobi, which is great. I'm glad that works. I'm not that convinced that this is going to work against, because I tried it a lot in Arena, and maybe people are way smarter and better than me. That's a very distinct possibility, but I could never replicate this in Arena because everyone had General Kenobi. So for whatever it's worth, folks, this is cool that this does work if they have Anakin there as the 5th instead of General Kenobi. You can see that it just kind of that they focused down Kenobi first, and then the rest of it was, you know, this. Just clean up. Chase him through the desert, apparently. Pop the ult casually. There we go. Alright, oh gosh, guys. Okay, so my littlest account had no way to kill this Kenobi team. And so I was like, alright, we gotta try Bane. I don't think it's gonna work, but that's the only way. That's literally the only thing. Like, and I'd already cleared the top zone, and I'd cleared all the bottom zone except for this team. I was like, okay, there's nothing we have that beats this, but we're gonna try Bane. The problem is, if we had Malak or Darth Revan, then Kat's initial leap, Force Leap, would target them automatically. Without that, she tends to target Bane, and then you just die. And remember, because Padme's on the team and they have the right Cron, she ignores Taunt. So I just have Vader there because I'm not using him for anything else, and he's Relic 7. So anyways, the idea was let's get ability block with Vader. May as well. So you pop the Merciless Massacre, and let's just get ability block on everyone that we can. Except for Cat, apparently. You can ignore Taunt though, so go again. Nice. Everyone's ability blocked. So increase cooldowns first with Bane on this one, of course. Or she just Force Leaps you right away. All the way to hell. But eventually she's gonna get there. See, she has that damage immunity thing already. But then she chose to hit my Red Trooper. So that was lucky. There's no two ways about it, folks. Very lucky that she chose to kill Red Trooper instead of Bane. She absolutely had the option to choose Bane. It wasn't like, oh, she has to go that direction. No, the AI just made the mistake. That's fine. But that doesn't mean this counter is a good one or a reliable one. I'm just showing you this because if you get desperate and you have to kill this Kenobi team, instead of just saying I give up, you could try this, and even if it's a 10% win rate, or maybe it's a 50% win rate, maybe it's 66%, because they would have targeted Vader or Bane or Red Trooper equally. I just don't know. But if that happens, then eventually you're able to just start cleaning them up with the siphons, the sword move, the middle move, and gosh, it's ugly. It's so wonderful. I love that Vader just got consumed by Bane. Somehow Padme survived. Nope, not. Just kidding. She's gone. Okay, is this the last one? This is probably the last one. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you. People are going to be you're going to see this team on defense a lot. They don't know what to do with Remnants because I think they're weaker. I mean, they are weaker. I think they still counter a lot of stuff on offense, and then they get beat by a fish team. I mean, it's not even a frog team, folks. It's a fish team. So many animals in Galaxy of Heroes, folks. And I don't just... I was going to be mean. I'm not even going to tell you guys who I think are animals. There's someone, though. You know, rest easy in the fact that I think someone is an animal. Now, you can see all these exposes on us, and that happens, of course, when they crit us. So they do a lot of AoEs. They have a ton of crits. And so you'll note that the AdRad, instead of doing his AoE like I wanted to, that would mean they were all revivable. Instead, he gave us that buff, that little rebel symbol buff that above him called the Spark of Hope, I believe, which means anytime you hit or every time you kill an Imperial while you have that buff, then an Empire character, whatever, they can't be revived. So Dark Trooper Moff Gideon obviously hates that. So now that we have the Spark of Rebellion, we can hit the AoE. Boom, those guys can't be revived even if he gets off of ability block. So yeah, there it is, folks. That was it. I hope it was helpful. Look for timestamps. Should work. Mount the algorithm. Have a good night. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zereth prevails. And so can you. And I don't prevail against the frickin' frogmen. The rabbit frogmen. With the floppy ears. Ugh. What a weird thing, man.